is when you go through those hardships, don't shy away from it, because those are challenges that are meant to be put in place for you for your own self-improvement. That's why the obstacles are there, for yourself to improve, not to push you away. So that's the biggest thing. Like, it's probably tell myself is when those obstacle comes, take them head on, take them on proudly, and go forward.
Welcome, Hustle and Fit family. This is going to be a good one. I'm so happy to see you guys today. Hope you guys have been having an awesome week. Today, I'm going to be interviewing Adrian Maldonado. He's a private trainer at a Studio 16 in New York City and Brooklyn. He's worked within the fitness industry for over 6 years, training several high-profile clients. That's going to be interesting. And Adrian tries to blend a sense of style in everything he does. You got to check out his Instagram page. If you're looking to build a body that turns heads, then you got to pay close attention to this interview. So, Adrian, welcome to the Hustle and Fit interview series.
I'm glad to be here. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. So, what's your story? How did you get into this?
Yeah, so we'll just dive right into that right now. So basically, it all started with football. I started playing football around age 10, and I to make a long story short, I was trash. I was horrific, like not even good, like just like why are you even here type of situation, like completely no eye head coordination. My head was too big for my body. When I was running, it was like it'll fall over. Like it was just a mess. But because of how great the obstacle was, I wanted to excel. I wanted to beat that obstacle. So with that, what do you need to be great at football? You have to be bigger, you have to be faster, you have to be stronger, you got to train. So that mentality started from 10 years old, and it carried out all throughout high school. And then I did a bunch of self-research on like ways to improve my body, ways to improve my performance. And that eventually turned into, aesthetic. And then that turned into getting into training, because football ended for me early. I suffered a major concussion my junior year. And then my senior year, I fractured 2 bones in my foot and tore the ligament in between those 2 bones. The recovery for my foot was about a year. And I wanted to go back to football, but my mom at the time showed me all the ramifications of what it can do to you down the road. She was like, imagine when you're 30, 40, 50 years old, like what can happen to your brain, down the road if you continue to play football. So here I am at about 17, 18 years old. I dedicated my life to football from this point on. I mean, my life, I'm 18, but still, I'm 10 years, 8 to 10 years of just football, no social life, no family vacations, just grinding, nonstop. Be taken away is kind of it's heartbreaking, so it's like, what is it that I know how to do now, or what skill do I have? And it was training. So then I took those qualities and skills that I learned from football, the dedication, the tenacity, the laser focus, and I took that and I redirected it into training. And so I got my NASM at 18 years old. I worked at New York Sports Club that was my first job at 18. From there I went to a private studio in Brooklyn, and then from there I went over to Equinox. And then when I was at Equinox, that's when I started training, more high-profile clients. I started training, different celebrities, different athletes, CEOs, doctors, lawyers. And it was cool to be in that social setting, where I'm around people who are, high-minded, who have the thought of, get after it no matter what. Very highly motivated, very highly inspirational people. So I was able to pick apart their brains and take all of that information and put it more into my own training, into my own business. And that's the cool, because when you get into training, it becomes a dynamic, a relationship between yourself and the client. You guys choose to elevate and grow each other. I'm trying to build you up, and I try and take back, things that they can help me with. And since then, I've fallen in love with training, and I love being able to take someone and be like, listen, this is the blueprint, this is the plan. We're going to get you from point A to point B, and it's all laid out, and all we got to do is follow the plan, and it works. It 100% works. And the thing is, and I tell people this all the time, at the end of the day, your trainer or the person you're training cannot get the results for you. I'm here to set up the blueprint. I know how to get you there because I can do it. I've done it for myself, and I've done it for plenty of other people. When it comes down to you, you got to do your homework, you got to do your part, and it becomes like a team thing. And it's cool because then when we get to that result, when we get to that end point, it's amazing because now it's like they went from where they were to where they want to be, and now they're ecstatic and super happy, and then it becomes a joy for me. So this has become something of mine where I just love it so much because I can actually take my time and my energy and help someone, not just with their appearance, but with who they are as a person, because training is more than just going and lifting weights. You know, we do it for therapy. We do it to get over, you know, stress. We do it to cope with whatever. And to be in this position, it's a blessing, honestly.
Actually, it's kind of interesting because it's a kind of the motto with Hustle and Fit is to blend fitness and, you know, your career and your business and your hustle, right?
Right.
When you're around these high profile people, what are some of the things that you think parallel that, you know, the way they are in the gym in comparison to the way they are into like their life? What do you think they take away from?
Yeah, and it's funny too, because like what I noticed too in seeing everyone there was like they put the same effort and the same tenacity not only into their training but into every single category that they do. You know, it's like they're going to give their training 150%, and then their schedules, you know, David, their schedules. I've never seen people who have such laid out schedules, like peep, pop, 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 so organized, and it's not just for one person; it was all of them. And I started to see that. I started to see a certain trend. You know what I'm saying? Extremely organized, extremely disciplined, and the same attention that they gave to their training, they gave to their work, they gave to their relationships, they gave to all other aspects of their body. I mean, all other aspects of their life. And I was able to see that by doing that, they were able to achieve something so much more greater than just fitness. You know, with their work and their career, and even their own networks. It's just something that, like, growing up in Brooklyn and growing up in like not in the grit, but around it. You know, it's like I'm not used to seeing that type of mindset. You know, so to be able to take those skills and put it into my own business and be able to put it in my own life and teach that to others is amazing. And so that was the biggest thing for me to see, you know, that type of like, how do I get there? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you want it, but how do we get there? So it's something that's so small. Because I remember, you know, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. They asked him a question, and it was like, how did you become so great? And the basic thing he said was, I took the basics and perfected the basics.
Yeah.
It's so simple. Perfect the basics. And it's not complicated. It's consistency. It's dedication. It's getting better 0.1% every single day. That's going to accumulate over time. And that's the thing. We lack the patience. We want it now. We want the results now. You got to be patient. You got to be dedicated. You have to be consistent. That's the name of the game. That's the key.
So, okay, so now that brings a good point, because you're a personal trainer and you work with all types of people.
All types of people, correct.
So how do you work with those other types of people who lack that fire to those people?
They're frustrating. They're frustrating. But the thing is for me, it's like, I'm the type of person, I'm not someone to tell you what to do. I want you to see from yourself and bring it out. So by doing that, I ask questions, right? So certain questions I ask, you know, like, where do you want where do you want to see yourself from a year from now? And then I say, well, what's your life like? And then basically what I do is I basically show them the importance or the value that the training brings to their own life, you know, past the looks. You know, I go deep, and I'm very direct and I'm very straight. You know, if people are unhealthy or if there's an issue, an underlying issue, I'm telling them, like, who do you love in your life? You know, David, for example, who do you love in your life? Who's someone that you love so much, that you care about a lot?
My kids and my wife.
Kids and your wife. Now, let's say you were very overweight and you really cared about training. And I told you, listen, David, in 5 years from now, you're going to be dead and your kids are not going to have a father and your wife is going to be widowed. How in the world are you going to feel?
Yeah, I'm going to want to work.
You know what I'm saying? So things click, you know what I'm saying? So now it becomes, now there's a motive, you know what I'm saying? Now there's a vision, now there's a reason. We have to figure out the why. And that's the biggest thing. For those clients, it's like, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Because listen, training sucks. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun to feel pain. It's not fun to be sore. It's not fun to awkwardly take a dump. You know what I'm saying? Like, leg day, like, it's not fun. It's not fun to walk up the stairs and crawl. Like, it's not fun. But when your motive and your why and your reasoning and your vision is so much more stronger than that, that's nothing. That's a walk in the park. That's a breeze. Because now, David, it's like, I need to get healthy for my kids. I need to get healthy for my wife. For someone else, it could be something different. It could be, I need to get great for the sport, or I need to, you know, even if it's so surface level as a vacation, who cares? It's a motive. It's a why. If it's going to get you out of the bed to get into the gym or to get into your training session, if it's going to get you to make the right food choice versus the wrong food choice, get those extra 4 or 5 hours of sleep, that's fine by me. It's fine by me. We're getting to the results, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, now you got me curious. So what is your why? Like, why are you doing this?
Well, I love it. That's it. I just love it, you know? And for me, honestly, it's my therapy. That's what it is. For me, it's the way I cope. You know, that's one thing I've noticed for me, like whenever I dealt with anything in my life, just in general, it's like the one thing that I know that always was super reliable and never left me and never, you know, reared the wrong way was my training. And forget the gyms are closed, COVID, that's great. But like being able to train in general, you know, adapting, running outside, doing calisthenics, whatever it may be. So my why, my reasoning for all the reason why I train is because it helps me just to deal and just to cope and just to deal with the stresses of life. You know, like sometimes, to be honest, David, we're men and it's hard for us to express ourselves. You know, it's not the easiest thing to do, to express our emotions and express our feelings. And that's something I'm working on. But training has always been something where I can just like let it all out. You know, I can put my headphones in. You know, if I'm really feeling like I'm on a bad day, I'll put my hoodie up, put like incognito, just like, don't look at me, I'm in the zone right now. And I go crazy. And then I'm done, I'm sweaty, I'm destroyed, and I'm beat, and I feel good. You know, I feel good about myself. And that's one of the main reasons why I do it. Another reason why is to be that example, you know, because now it's like I'm stepping into a role where people, without even me wanting to, mind you, it's not something that I stepped into that I wanted to do. Who wants to be a role model? Honestly, who wants to be a role model? Honestly speaking, you want to do your own thing and you don't want eyes on you, because when eyes are on you, it's like people are examining all the decisions that you make. You know what I'm saying? And so you're forced to live at a higher level, at a higher standard. Now, that's something that I used to shy away from and not like, but now that I know the role, me being an older brother of 4 younger siblings and me taking over, like, you know, doing things around my house, the responsibilities, it's just making me see that, you know what, this is a role that is a blessing, you know, because now I can set the standard and I can help those underneath me. You know, I used to play football, so now I went back to coaching, you know, and me being 21, 22, 23 years old and helping out kids that were 16, 17, 18. I remember being that age. I remember like, yo, when you think you know the world, you think the world's at your hands at that age. But honestly, you don't know nothing. What do you know at 16, 17, 18 years old? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So like to be able to go back and to like help the kids out and like to motivate them and to show them like, listen, I was at your feet. Don't make the same mistakes that I made. So that way you can be at a, you know, a further point than I was at your age, you know? And all of that encompassed together, I guess you could say is my why.
Amazing. That's actually pretty good. I like that. That's actually really good. And it's funny, as I get older, I feel like as you get older, you feel like you realize you know nothing. Like you just keep realizing that's the big thing. It's like when you're younger, you think you know everything. And then as you get older, you're like, man, I didn't know nothing.
Right. And I'm pretty sure 10 years from now, of course, every single year that comes, I look last year, I was like, yo, you didn't know nothing. Like even now, I think I know stuff. But like next year, I'm going to look back like, you didn't know nothing. Like it's like constant growth. And that's what's great about life in general. It's how you look at it. It's your perspective, but you're constantly growing. As long as you're constantly growing, you're doing the right thing. You're on the right path. You know, a lot of people are like, I don't know what path I'm on. Listen, as long as you're progressively getting better, whether it's work, relationships, even yourself, you're on the right path. Don't ever think you're on the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? Just keep growing. 1% over 100 days is 100% growth. You know? I'd rather have 100% growth over 100 days, even over 200 days, than none whatsoever.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. So what are some things you would say to your younger self walking into the fitness industry when you were first starting out to now?
Oh, into the fitness industry, like as a trainer?
Yeah, like what are things you realize now, you know,
Yes.
than what you used to think?
Some mistakes I would say is early off is be more humble. Definitely be more humble. When you deal, because listen, there's gonna be times where things are great, right? You have a bunch of clients, the money's coming in, life is good, you know, but you're gonna see the opposite. There's gonna be droughts. There's gonna be times of you know, things aren't gonna go well. And during those times, like don't shy away, don't disappear, don't dissipate. Attack those obstacles head on and find other ways to get past it. Think outside the box. Don't just think linear. Don't just think straight through. Think around the situation. Find ways to get over that. I learned that now after just running away from my problems, literally. Like there was one point in time, and the reason why I left Equinox honestly was, I was doing great in a matter of, in my first month there, I went from having no clients to 30 plus clients. I was doing fantastic. I was doing great. And then there was a certain point in my life where I just like, I lost everything. I lost all my clients at once. And the same thing is too, is I was using work to cope with personal issues. I was dedicating 150% of myself. I was working like 15-hour days just to cover stuff up. So what I always say is, going into the fitness industry at that age is you're going to see obstacles. There's going to be hardships. There's going to be problems. And the thing is, you're going to deal with not just your problems, but other people's problems, because you become like a therapist almost as a trainer, because like when you're training, it's emotional when you're dealing with stuff. And when you're working your stuff. So it's like, learn to just like take a step back, breathe, calm down, and like look at everything as a whole and be able to take what you're learning and take what's going on, bring it in, find solutions, find ways to better yourself, find ways to help others, and move forward. Stay consistent and stay patient. Patient is key at the end of the day. But also, like I said, the main thing is when you go through those hardships, don't shy away from it, because those are challenges that are meant to be put in place for you for your own self-improvement. That's why the obstacles are there, for yourself to improve, not to push you away. So that's the biggest thing I could probably tell myself is when those obstacle comes, take them head on, take them on proudly, and go forward.
Nice. So, okay, now what would you say are some tips that you would leave people like in terms of like what you've learned now so that they can really get the best results for their fitness?
Yeah, okay, for sure. So the fitness industry, I'll tell you right now, is one of the most manipulative industries out there. And because there's so many diet this, pill this is going to get you this in 5 days. You're going to lose 30 pounds. No, doesn't work like that. The human body is the human body. So this is what I tell everyone. It's very simple. You need a certain amount of calories to maintain your weight, period, right? You go on your weight scale. If you see your weight going down, you lower it like that. Linear, right? Linear. It's all on how you eat. That's how it works. So basically what I do is you want to find out, this is the steps. A, you need to find out your maintenance calories and your maintenance macronutrients, which is your protein, your carbs, and your fats. You find out what it is that you use to maintain your weight. If you want to increase your weight, up your calories by about 10 to 20%. And if you want to lose weight, lower it by 10, 20%. Weigh yourself every day, stay consistent with your eating, and that's how. And you could look up flexible dieting calculators, and you could find out what your maintenance calories is. And then from when you do that, usually the websites and the calculators will tell you where you would have to go and what you need to eat, how much to either gain or lose weight. The information is out there for everybody. All you need, get that calculator, go on Google, look for it up, get a food scale and get a weight scale. You need to weigh your food and you need to weigh your body. And then, like I said, it's about progression, slow progression. You're not going to see a dramatic weight loss or weight gain, in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's linear, it's over time. But those are the steps that you need to take. So go on Google, get the flexible.
I cut out. I think it froze for a second. Yeah.
Oh, we're good now?
Yeah, we're back again. Say it again.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Yeah. So get on the flexible calculator, see how much you need to eat, whether to gain or to lose, and then start from there. And if that's too much, that's too difficult for you, the one thing I tell everybody, start with, drink a gallon of water a day. What happens when you start to drink that much water, you're gonna pee a lot. It's not the water that you're pissing out. It's the water that your skin is holding on to. So your skin's gonna get tighter. You're gonna lose water weight. You're gonna lose weight that way. Your body's gonna start functioning even better. And then from that point on, then you can implement everything else. So if you want to do that, step 1, get the gallon of water a day. Step 2, get on the flexible calculator, see how much you need to eat. And then step 3, start weighing yourself, start weighing your food. And then that's the way it is. At the end of the day, the food concept, the nutrition part, that's the name of the game. You're only working out an hour or 2, and then you have day. Your results are based off of what you do in those 22 hours, those 23 hours. You know, that's where the results come in. Because when you're training, you're breaking your body down, right? You're destroying your body when you're working out. And then in those 22, 23 hours that you're not training, that's where your body rebuilds. And that's the main thing. You know, and Dave, I'm pretty sure you can put my information up here, but like if anyone has any questions on what to do during that time, like I'm someone who's extremely open. Like I give knowledge all the time because that I was manipulated. You know, I thought carbs was the worst thing that you can eat. Like, and it's opposite. Your body, guys, your body runs off of carbohydrates. Our muscles are like sacks of balloons of glycogen that need carbohydrates to fill up to perform. So it's like, I'm being told all of these things that are not true that probably delayed my performance in football because nutrition is the key, which is messed up.
Yeah.
Messed up, you know? So I had to do the research and everything for myself to realize like, yo, if I'm being manipulated, I'm pretty sure there's hundreds and thousands of people that are also being manipulated, you know? So like I said, if there's any type of questions, tips, like I'm available 24/7 all the time. Like I love this. And the main reason why I'm doing this is to help people, not to steal, not to rob, not to take a paycheck. Listen, if I could do it for free and live well, that'd be great. But we don't live like that. You know, I still need to eat. I still need to live. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still more than happy to help at the same time.
Oh man, that's awesome. So, okay. So you kind of already mentioned it, but where can people find you and what are you working on right now?
So my Instagram handle is SlimFit Adrian, like Slim Fit t-shirt, SlimFit Adrian. That's my name. Right now I'm working on a podcast with a couple of my other friends, not fitness related, but it's still very good. We talk about, you know, male vulnerability. You know, right now right now we're focusing on the topic of loss, and overcoming loss. So that podcast is in the works right now. We're working on that. That'll be out soon. And you can find me on that. That'll be on YouTube right now. But right now my main handle is Instagram. You can find me there. If you're in the New York or Brooklyn region, I'm an independent trainer, meaning I can work with anybody. You don't have to be dedicated to a gym. You just come straight to me. And that's in Brooklyn as well as the city. And that work gets Studio 16. And that's what I do full time. That's my thing. You know, I'm not bound down to any hours. I'm not bound down to a person 24/7, 7 days a week. So if you're in the area, and even on phone, I do FaceTime training sessions, Zoom training sessions, whatever it may be. You want to do consultations, anything, I'm always available. Always.
Nice. Thank you so much. I have one last question I'd like to finish off the interview with. Yes. All right. I'd like to shoot this one out to make for my own entertainment. And I think people will get a lot out of it. Okay. So imagine, you know, you're about to leave the planet and you can only leave the world with one health tip or health-based piece of information. What is the one piece of information you want to leave the world before you go?
In a health-focused tip.
Actually, it could be anything. It could be anything in life, just anything. What would it be?
The one thing that I would want to leave this planet with would be the philosophy of plan your life as if you're going to live forever, but live your life as if today's your last. That's a quote that I live by, and that's a perspective that I choose to share with all my friends, family, and anyone around me. Anyone you ask knows Adrian's the type of dude that lives his life to the fullest, shows love, positive energy, good energy, 24/7, 7 days a week, because life is too short. And I've seen death too many times. I've come close to death. I've had plenty of friends pass away, you know, rest in peace to them. And it just showed me that, you know, is the memories you make and the relationships that you have. And so if I could leave anything, it'd be that.
Adrian, that was awesome. Everyone, Hustle and Fit family, please search him out. Go on his Instagram. When he gets that podcast out, it's going to be fire. You can already see his personality. It's dynamic. You're going to love it. I had fun in this interview. So really, everybody, go search him out, get the information, and really become a part of his world. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for listening today, and have an awesome week, and and stay fit. Thanks, Adrian.
Absolutely.